The Kansas Bureau of Investigation is now looking into a controversial police raid on a local newspaper. Officers seized cell phones, computers, a server, and reporting materials from the Marion County Record. Police were investigating an invasion of privacy case after a local restaurant owner claimed the newspaper illegally obtained and shared her driving record. The police department defended the raid in a statement on Facebook. Citing the Federal Protection Act, the department said, quote, "It is true that in most cases it requires police to use subpoenas rather than search warrants to search the premises of journalists unless they themselves are suspect in the offense that is the subject of the search. Since then, the search warrant was withdrawn for insufficient evidence and all confiscated property returned." But several questions linger for Eric Meyer, the publisher of the Marion County Record.
The probable cause affidavit, which normally precedes a search warrant, was actually filed 3 days after the search. We don't know why they searched my mother's house. We don't know why they searched our office. The evidence that we had, the document that we obtained from our source was sitting on my desk. They didn't seize it. We have some evidence that the police and actually the city administration wasn't going to pursue this case, and still there was a political motivation injected into it.
Sadly, the day after the raid, Meyer's mother, Joanne, died. The 98-year-old was the co-owner of the paper, and her son says that the stress of the search and seizure contributed to her death. Her funeral was held today. The Marion County Record has seen an outpouring of support from across the country. In recent days, their subscriptions have skyrocketed. I'm joined now by David Loy, legal director of the First Amendment Coalition, and Clay Wirestone, opinion editor at the Kansas Reflector, another local paper that's been covering the raid on the Marion County Record. Clay, what are some of the questions that you would like to have answered about what happened in Marion County?
I think you have to listen to what publisher Eric Meyer just said there. That probable cause affidavit is still outstanding. Here at the Reflector, we went down to Marion on Friday the 11th when the raid was done. We actually requested that affidavit on Friday. It still hasn't come through. We need to know who wrote that affidavit, what the probable cause they supposed was there, and then we need to know the circumstances under which it was approved. Did anyone raise any questions? Did anyone say, hey, wait, stop a moment, this doesn't just violate the Constitution, it violates federal law, it violates state law.
Clay, in that same vein, this morning, the paper's attorney said that the city council is not interested in addressing what went wrong. How can you have accountability happen without cooperation from local leaders?
Well, at this point, you understand, even though the equipment has been returned to the Record, that underlying investigation is still going on. It's been taken up by the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. So until they issue their final report or their final findings in the matter, we're probably not going to see much reaction on that local level. However, I certainly feel like, and many other people here feel like, the city's police chief, Gideon Cody, and the magistrate judge who signed those search warrants, Laura Beer, they have a lot of questions to answer and probably should face some employment consequences.
David, news organizations are calling this a violation of the First Amendment. Initially, the police department cited the Federal Privacy Protection Act. What do you think went wrong here?
What went wrong was a complete disregard for the controlling law. The Privacy Protection Act clearly prohibits conducting a raid on a newsroom except in the most extreme and unusual circumstances, because journalism is not a crime. And all that the paper was doing was engaging in routine investigative journalism. And if I understand correctly, went over and above by actually notifying the police they may have been provided a document unlawfully and volunteered that, did not in fact publish the document, did their ordinary due diligence to verify the tip. And that's just routine journalism. None of this should have been treated as a crime or as the pretext for a raid on a newsroom.
Well, David, In cases where people feel that they do need to investigate journalists, how should that happen?
The usual process in the unlikely event that law enforcement or private parties are seeking information from a publication is to serve a subpoena. And that is notice to the newspaper of what is being sought and provides an opportunity to go to court and contest it and explain why the relevant material is protected by a shield law or privilege, to have a judge review that in advance, and have all the arguments, hashed out in open court, instead of law enforcement showing up unannounced to conduct a raid with a search warrant to seize books, papers, notes, computers, cell phones. And I think, as Clay alluded, there's no way to know what was looked at and what was not. This raid compromised every confidential source, every confidential note, every digital record that newspaper has. And there's no way to put that toothpaste back in the tube.
David Loy and Clay Wirestone, thank you so much for joining me.